CSI basketball loses in the quarterfinal round 70-67 to York. And for the first time since I've been starting to call CSI basketball, started with college radio, now with Sportsnet, first time the men's basketball team will not be in the championship game. Broke a streak of 4 straight seasons in the championship game for CSI men's basketball. Now, how did this break? Plain and simple. Plain and simple. CSI came out, and when they had chances to put York away, they didn't. CSI held a 3-point lead at halftime, and York was shooting 38% from the floor. You knew York was going to heat it up. That's why if you were a CSI fan at halftime, you were like, we're in trouble. And I remember sitting at the broadcast table with Mike Babuski and saying, Mike, this team, and I said it on the air, I don't care, I'll admit it. I said it on the air and I said it off the air. This team is in trouble for the second half. And missed layups, missed foul shots, doomed CSI again, not only in the playoffs, but versus York. 2007, they hit 2 free throws. Game's over. They win. They lose. Last year, you couldn't hit 4 foul shots, they lost. And this year was the same. Now, the last play of the game, where Delahanty baseball pass to Fonseca. Fonseca, I think, just from his angle and from his perspective, and I'm trying to think how Will would think, which sometimes is not easy, but he got the pass to Delahanty, and Will knows only one speed in basketball, and that's fast. So he got the pass, and he got it, and he dribbled up the court so fast, he found himself with about 4 seconds now in 2-point shot territory. And that's not what CSI needed. CSI needed a 3-pointer. They were down by 3. So he has to back up, back out, dish it out to Schettino. Now with 2.2 seconds on the clock, Schettino puts up a 3-pointer. It's blocked. And that's it. CSI, I don't think, ran enough shot clock at times where they needed to run it. I thought a lot of the team could have done better. Now, Fonseca had 17 points. Or Schettino had 20 points. And Fonseca had 17. Or Fonseca had 20 and Schettino had about 9 or 10. Delahanty didn't do anything. You can't advance in CUNYAC basketball and have a winning formula when you got one guy doing it for you. You just can't. Now, they had one guy do it for them. For York, had 29 points. But then after that, 14 points, 9 points, 9 points, 9 points. It was a balanced attack. And CSI has not had that balanced attack consistently all year. They've lacked that so much. When Schettino and or Fonseca are off, good chance they're not winning the game. They need both guys to dish out 21 each every game. Delahanty was inconsistent this year. You hope that changes next year for his senior year. But all in all, a good season. I had them at 16-9. They went 17-8 overall. 11-5 in the conference. 10-6 in the conference. They went 11-5. And it's what you expected. I mean, I did expect before the season started that they would win a playoff round because they just had that moxie in them. And they couldn't get it done again versus York. 4-0 versus York in 2 seasons, 0-2 in the playoffs when it counts. York has their number. And for CSI, it's back to the drawing board. Now, the women, they were pasted against Brooklyn. They fell behind 17-0 early, so now they're out. Got to the semis, but they're out. And it's back to the drawing board for both the men and the women in terms of basketball. But baseball is coming up, softball is coming up on Sportsnet. Volleyball is still ongoing for the men. So stay with Sportsnet for everything CSI Sports, including CSI Sports Insider every Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. with Mike Wybusky and Dave Pizzuto. But again, the men out in the first round this season, women out in the semis, and the inconsistency bug hurt CSI all year in both the men and the women, and it hurt them in their playoff losses also this season.